Welcome to Tackle Talk Live, dedicated to making you a better fisherman. Proudly brought to you by our sponsors: The Boat Shop, 3J's Four-Way, Pride Rods, Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, The Lakes Insurance Agency, V&M Baits. Now on to your hosts, Ranger Daiwa Pro Staff Steve Graff and V&M Baits President Kevin Jean.
Welcome to another edition of Tackle Talk Live. I'm Ranger Daiwa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with V&M President Kevin Jean, and today we're going to really kind of delve into some of the tournaments that are coming up for the month of December. You know, even though it's hunting season, there's still tournaments going on. A lot of you guys that like to fish through Christmas, well, you get your wish, because there's several things you can fish, and one in particular we're going to talk about today with the owner of Outlaw Outdoors. Clint Wade is going to come on and visit with us today and talk about, Kevin, the toy tournament that he's got going on.
The Rayburn Toy Bash, Outlaw Outdoors puts on every year. It's a little bit different tournament. It's basically not an entry fee, and we'll let Clint dive into that. It's, you know, basically you can bring a toy of a certain value,
right,
or cash. It has a side pot, and it already has, no matter how many boats, my understanding, again, we're going to get Clint to dive into this with us, it already has, like, first place is $1,500 because it's sponsored by so-and-so.
Right.
And on down the line. So every year, a lot of people have questions about this tournament. So we're going to have him on today, just kind of break it all down, make sure how to enter, where to drop off the toys for him. If you're not able to fish the tournament, you know, maybe where to bring the toys and so on and so forth. So,
yeah, and what a great way to make a kid's Christmas just a joyous time for them, because, you know, some kids wake up in Christmas morning, there's nothing under the tree. Right. This is your opportunity, especially if anglers. It's time for us to maybe give back now. We take all year long trying to win money and win everything we can possibly win. Well, now it's our time to give back, and what a great way to do it. I commend Clint Wade. Great opportunity. Thank you, Clint, for a job well done with this type of event right here in our neck of the woods, especially at Sam Rayburn. So before we get to that, though, we got some sponsors we want to recognize, and we'll get to some other news, outdoor news as well, while we're doing the show today. So, Kevin, take it.
The Boat Shop. Mr. Raymond Kidd and his staff take great pride in keeping your boat and motor performing at its best. A certified Yamaha dealer and full support Garmin dealer, offering the best in electronics and the new Garmin trolling motor. So stop by 2410 Avenue in Shreveport and let the Boat Shop take care of all your boating needs. Give them a call at 318-402-0399 or go to shreveportboatshop.com.
And as Kevin alluded to, gave you the number. Make sure you call them, because
yes,
they are swamped right now. They are backed up, so you might want to make sure you make your reservation in advance. It may take you a couple of weeks before you can get your boat in. So, again, make sure you give them a call. 3J's Four-Way, Cypress and the Outdoors. John Abraham and his gang invite you to stop by the store out there and just south of Natchez off Highway 1 South. It's a great place for lunch. Got a great deli, but they've also got a great selection of guns, ammo, fishing gear, everything you want. If you've got a angler in your family or a hunter in your family looking for something for a Christmas gift idea, go see the guys at Cypress and the Outdoors. Again, located right inside 3J's Four-Way. They'll have everything you would ever want or need for your Christmas loved one. So that outdoorsman in your life, make sure you check it out. And you can give them a call. If there's something in particular you're looking for, you can give them a call at 318-238-HUNT. That's 318-238-HUNT, Hunt. And again, it's just off exit 127, right off I-49.
Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located at 6302 State Highway 21 East in Hemp Hill, just across Pendleton Bridge, right there before you get to the Crease Creek Bridge on the left. Can't miss it. Stop in for your latest fishing report and shop all the right tackle to make your trip to Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn a success. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing or white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiner, Keith has you covered. Also, Keith is having a Black Friday sale. Go on his Facebook page, and it has all the discounts and everything he's going to have for his Black Friday sale coming up next week.
Yep. While Kevin gets Clint on the phone, Lake Insurance Agency. You have to be patient with my voice. I'm about to lose it, folks. The Lakes Insurance Agent, independent insurance agent that has been taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, recreational vehicle, life, health, commercial. They've got it all. The owner, Clark Moore, is a local guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs as a boat owner, wants to be your go-to guy for all your insurance needs. So give him a call for a free quote. The agency is located at 800 Southeast Stallings, Suite 3, Nacogdoches, Texas. Give them a call at 205-4467. You may have to take the whole
Are you
show
going to
over.
make it today?
You might take this whole thing over. I'm about to lose it. But anyway, the Lakes Insurance Agency, thank you. Appreciate you.
And on the phone, Mr. Clint Wade with us, the owner of Outlaw Outdoors, and that is putting on the Rayburn Toy Bash this weekend. We're going to kind of, again, like we talked about in the intro, kind of break this down, how to enter, what to do, and if you're not fishing, if you just want to support it, so on and so forth. Clint, thanks for being on with us today.
Absolutely, Kevin. Appreciate you guys having me.
Well, Clint, let's kind of dive into this term here, and I've kind of already talked about it a little bit, but I want you to make sure and let's get everything correct. So the Rayburn Toy Bass event this weekend, kind of give us the how it's going down, what we're going to do with everything, and explain entry fees for us.
Man, what I'd really like to get out there first is what this benefit's all about. It's benefiting the Blue Santa program of Jasper County, and we've done a Toys for Tots tournament a couple years in the past, and we all know Toys for Tots is a huge national organization, and a lot of the times the money doesn't stay real local. And we searched around, found out about this Blue Santa program, and it's not just unique to Jasper County. There's a lot of police departments around the nation that run a program like this, hence the name Blue Santa. Mm-hmm. And what it is it's very unique in the sense that every toy and every dollar that's donated to this program stays inside that area that you donate it to. So it stays in Jasper County for this particular program. And then the really, really cool part of it that just captures my heart is you have to apply. Somebody either has to nominate you or you have to apply to be eligible to get gifts. But this is the coolest part. When you're selected, the deputies get in their cop car with the toys and take the toys to the families. And as we all know, it's been a challenging year for the police of America. And how cool is it now to see a cop car pull up into somebody's yard and it actually be for a good reason and a good call? So that's really why I am gung-ho and 110% for this particular program. But the information about the rest of the tournament, it is this Saturday, the 28th. It's out of the Humphrey Pavilion on Rayburn. You have 3 different ways to enter, and the entry fee is unique. Based on other tournaments that we have, you've got 2 choices. You can pay $60 cash as the entry fee, or you can bring 2 toys valued at $60, or bring 4 toys valued at $60. Just give us $60 or more worth of toys, and that's your entry fee.
Right.
And the payout, every bit of the entry fee goes directly to the Blue Santa program, the toys and the cash. You might be saying, where's the payout coming from? This program, this tournament is supported, the payout is supported by all local donors. Mm-hmm. And for example, Spark Energy is our title sponsor, and they give a bunch of money towards first place, as did Oak River Financial. It's guaranteed to pay $1,500 for first place. And I'll kind of go down their list real quick, because these guys have a big heart that come pretty much every year for this one tournament and donate money. I've already mentioned Spark Energy, Oak River Financial, Apache Industrial, Kirbyville Vet Clinic, Jasper American Overhead Door, Need More Tackle, and Total Recreational Products.
Right.
And like I say, it's a guaranteed payout, and the tournament is Saturday. It starts at let me go back to the entering. If you want to come and enter in person, we will be at the Humphrey Pavilion from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock Friday night, and that's where you can bring cash or toys. Right. We will also be at the Humphrey Pavilion starting at 5 o'clock Saturday morning before the tournament. Mm-hmm. And if you want to enter online, which obviously you enter online, you're going to pay the $60 cash, and you can go to fishoutlawoutdoors.com. and fill out the entry form. And cool thing is, this is a trailer tournament. If you fill it out online, you do not need to check in with us at the tournament Saturday morning. You can go to whatever ramp you want to go and put in at. Go to your first spot. Just can't make your first cast till 6:30 that morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and again, it's guaranteed payout whether it's 30, 50, or 200 boats. So, in first place is 1,500, right, Clint?
That's correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, for $60 to bring toys to help the Blue Santa, and you can still win some great prizes. Now, also, Clint, there is a side pot, correct?
Yeah, there is a side pot, and I get it. The reason we come up with this side pot is a lot of guys say, "Man, I wanna have a chance to win more."
Yeah,
so it's $100 optional side pot. It's 100% payback, and in the side pot, we'll pay one place for every 7 teams that are entered.
Yeah.
Right.
We expect, based on previous years and the interest that we have so far, I expect 100, maybe 120 teams that'll enter the tournament. And, based on just kind of what I know from experience, about 80% of those will enter the side pot. So it'll be, roughly $8,000, $9,000 paid out just in the side pot alone.
Right.
Now, Clint, I got a technical question for you. Do they have to show a receipt for what they paid for the toys, or what? How does that work? How did you know they're getting $60 worth of toys without a receipt? Do they have to show that?
They don't. And to be honest, I don't care. If you feel like it's upon your heart to only spend $40 in this tournament, that's fine with us. And to be honest with you, I have way more folks that bring up a handful of toys, and it's way more than $60.
Exactly. Well, you would hope so anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to offset anybody that tries to slip in with $40, and I'm fine with that. At the end of the day, if you come and enter this tournament with $40 worth of toys, that's $40 more toys than the Blue Santa program had before this tournament.
Yeah.
So the cash that people bring in by, you and Stacy basically go shopping with this cash for more toys, correct?
We have in the past. Stacy really went all out a couple of years ago.
I remember the pictures of her shopping with like 4 buggies of nothing but toys that she's buying from this thing. So what's going to happen with the cash? What are we doing with that?
What we're going to do is, obviously, we've already got a pretty good load of cash with the raffle that we're having. And by the way, you can buy your raffle tickets online at fishoutlawoutdoors.com. Got some great items donated from a lot of different vendors, everything from Costa sunglasses to tackle packs to V&M tackle packs, different things. I could bore you to death with a whole list of stuff that we're going to give.
It is a bunch.
But all of the cash right now that we have between what we've raised online and then the entry fees Friday evening and Saturday morning, Stacy, her mom, and a couple of the other girls that work for us are going to go to Walmart, to Target, different places, and they actually go on a shopping spree.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of fun for them, I'm sure, because they're spending somebody else's money and just buying whatever they think these kids are going to enjoy for Christmas. And they spend that money, and then a big chunk of money is going to come from the auction that we have at weigh-in Saturday evening.
Yeah.
And we expect that to bring in about 10 or 12,000 just the auction alone.
Mm-hmm.
And what we'll do with that money is given directly to the Blue Santa as a cash form of payment. And the reason for that is, remember when I mentioned they have these families are nominated for the accepting of the gifts. A lot of times they tell us that people don't buy for 12 to 15, 16-year-old kids. When you think of toys, you come and buy the toddler age or even the 6 and 8-year-old age. So they have unfortunate families that have older kids and they don't have toys for them. So they take the cash that we give them and go buy toys specifically for a 14-year-old little girl or a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And so on.
Now, Clint, you've kind of alluded to that these families are nominated. Is there a way, and you may not know this answer, is there a way for people to get on that list? Is there a website, or do they call local Jasper officials? What do you know?
I don't know right off the top of my head, but I'm pretty confident that if you Google Jasper County Sheriff's Association, or just simply call the Jasper County Sheriff's Office. Don't call 911.
Right, exactly.
but call the non-emergency line. Then that's obviously where the Jasper County Sheriff's Association is operated out of, and they're the ones that's over this program. Cynthia Clark is the lady's name that you would ask for.
All right, good deal.
And he's talking about this raffle, Steve. I mean, it is. I mean, you're talking about guided fishing trips with Clayton Bolware on Rayburn, Daryl Gleason, hunting trips, correct, Clint. I mean, it is some really good stuff.
Well, what would really go over?
That's the auction.
That's what I meant, the auction.
What would really go over big, Clint, if you could get Clinton Bolware and Albert Collins waypoints and award that to somebody, now you got something that somebody's going to bid on that.
Absolutely. Speaking of Clayton Bolware, he actually gave a half-a-day rattle trap trip.
Oh, man.
Right here this time of the year, it's perfect setting up for rattle trap fishing. So he wanted to be part of it also. And if I'm not mistaken, I just put it up yesterday, and I think it's already got a $300 bid on it.
Yeah. Well, in the next 2 or 3 months, it's rattle trap time. So that's a great giveaway.
Well, Clint, I know you've been on the water or know everybody that has been on the water. So for ones that are thinking about fishing it this weekend, give me a Sam Rayburn fishing report.
I've got 2 stories.
Okay.
Fish out deep are easy to catch. I've seen a couple guys that are saying they're catching 75 to 100 fish easy a day. The problem is they're not tournament fish.
Correct.
They're 10 to 12-inch fish. They're catching them on drop shots, shaky heads, some kind of a tail spinner type lure. The tournament fish, and it's the same story that I think we've all been hearing for the last 3 or 4 months. It's tough, and there's no consistency to a pattern right now. That's making it real hard. You go out and spend all day Friday practicing, and you finally figure something out mid-evening, and you go back on Saturday, and nothing that you learned on Friday works on Saturday.
Clint, you're a guy, you fish a lot, and you understand the Rayburn as much as anybody. Do you feel like that this 2021 could be a tough year for Rayburn?
I really do.
Yeah.
And I don't think the fish are gone. I
No.
don't think we had a fish kill.
No.
I think it's 3 things. I think these fish experienced a tremendous amount of pressure during the shutdown that we had because of COVID. And I think tournament pressure is part of it. And then, as we all know, Toledo's not in an upswing right now. So there's a lot of guys that normally are fishing on Toledo that are now over on Rayburn.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
it's almost getting twice the pressure that it normally gets because it's got the pressure of 2 lakes on it. So you take those 3 factors and put them on one body of water. And yes, Rayburn's a big lake. It's 114,000 acres. But at the end of the day, we don't fish all of Rayburn.
No.
I would estimate that Rayburn fishes probably 20,000 acres.
Right.
Because obviously we're not going to go out and drag a Carolina rig in the middle of the lake around the river channel. So that part of the lake is not even an option.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially that 147 bridge area. I mean, as far as you can see either way, that area is pounded.
It gets a lot of pressure.
Yes.
Lots of pressure. And it's already started. There's been several high school tournaments already kick off their 2021 season.
Oh,
and
really?
Just glancing over the schedule for Castle Boykins and the Humphrey Pavilion, every weekend from January through May is just stocked with tournaments.
Wow.
And saying that, talking about that, Clint, Outlaw Outdoors is kicking 2021 off the first weekend in January, and y'all go all the way through December next year after your Rayburn Toy Bash and the Last Man Standing event. So, you're starting the first weekend in January, and basically that's probably because you have to, correct?
Absolutely. You're at the mercy of the schedule, whether you're at Castle Boykin or at Humphrey Pavilion. And fortunately, there's a pecking order at Humphrey Pavilion, and we're on the upper end of it.
Right.
And we try to schedule as many tournaments as we can in respect to other major tournaments, not only on Rayburn, but Texas Team Trail, Bass Champs, Sealy Outdoors that are on other lakes in the area. We try to look at their schedules and respect them and stay away, but a lot of those schedules aren't established as early as we try to get our schedule made.
Right.
So
Well-
it ends up sometimes they schedule on top of us, and we catch a brunt of the, why'd y'all do this? Well, I don't want to point the finger, but our schedule was already made. They got on top of us.
Well, and two, Clint, let's just be honest, which we saw another organization that's firing up a new circuit with the ABA Top 150 Solo Tour.
Yes.
And it was late getting his schedule out because it was finally approved for him to get that tournament circuit going. And he had the hardest time just finding an open weekend to host one tournament, much less three. And I feel sorry for you guys sometimes because I don't know how you can't plan a tournament anymore without being on top of somebody else somewhere else.
It's 100% impossible.
Yeah, it is. Exactly.
We've got a calendar that we keep up on our website that's all Rayburn tournaments that we know about.
Yeah.
And if you go again to fishoutlawoutdoors.com and click on the Sam Rayburn calendar, you just thumb through there, especially every Saturday, and it's got 2, 3, 4 events. And I'm not talking bass club events. I'm talking high school events, it's like, and then maybe an angler's quest, a media, and then you throw in a Bass Champs, Texas Teen Trail. Of course, we have 12 big tournaments on the lake each year, plus a couple smaller ones. It gets crowded, and obviously we know the best fishing is January through May.
Yeah.
And we all try to put everything into about 20 to 22 weekends right in through there.
Right,
Plus you have Mother's Day that we know to stay away from. You don't want to fish on Easter weekend. So it narrows it down to about 20 weekends a year that we're all trying to cram a tournament into.
Right. Yeah, for all you guys that are out there complaining about tournaments and schedules on top of each other, stop. Stop complaining.
Try to sit down and make your own schedule.
Yeah. You try to take over scheduling for some of these organizations, you'll find out exactly what they're up against. So
say that louder for the guys in the back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you. Lord.
Well, Clint, again, we appreciate you coming on today. And for anybody wanting to enter this tournament, you can go to fishoutlawoutdoors.com. Everything's up there. And again, like Clint said, if you want to go ahead and register and not bring a toy or not able to come by the boat ramp to bring a toy, you can pay online there. That way it is a trailering tournament, so you can just take off wherever you want to. What time start time Saturday morning, Clint?
Fishing hours 6:30 to 3 o'clock, and then you have all the way till 4:30 to get in weigh-in line.
Clint, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you're doing, and you and Stacy are doing over there with this event. It's just I can only imagine the feeling that y'all have knowing on Christmas morning kids are opening gifts that otherwise would have nothing under the tree whatsoever. And I commend y'all. Job well done, my friend.
Well, and thank you, Stephen. I want to correct you in a nice way. This isn't about Outlaw Outdoors or Clint and Stacy, and I'm trying to get this across to everybody when I approach them for a donation or such. This is a community-wide effort, and I really want it to grow to where it's the Rayburn Toy Bash.
Yeah.
It's not the Outlaw Outdoors tournament.
Yeah.
It's not Clint or Stacy. It is about the Rayburn Toy Bash and the Blue Santa program. And there's a lot of people that I didn't get to mention in the last 10 minutes that make this deal happen. But, hey, the best way to figure out who made it happen is if you're just a general public, not even a fisherman, come to weigh in. It starts at 3 o'clock on Saturday at the Humphrey Pavilion. And like you alluded to earlier, Kevin, we've got an auction going on with some awesome items. We've got a raffle. And then we've also the chief deputy of the Jasper County Sheriff's Department. He's going to be cooking barbecue, and there's not even a cost for the barbecue. He sets a big pickle jar up there and says, here's you a sandwich and a drink and chips. Put whatever you think it's worth in the pickle jar.
Yeah. Good deal.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
Clint, we appreciate you coming on with us today, man, kind of breaking this down for everybody, and hopefully we'll see you Saturday.
All right, Kevin. Thanks for having me on again.
Yep.
All right. Clint Wade. Again, Kevin, he don't want to take the credit, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. It takes somebody to lead. Somebody's got to step up and take charge of those situations, and him and Stacy have done that. And again, thank you for your service and what you're doing.
And as he said, they run 20 tournaments a year. This is not something. I mean, they do this, but they don't make a dime off this. This coming weekend and all of the work and hours they have put into this, like you said, they don't want to take credit for it, but somebody's got to give a little credit here.
Exactly.
So,
and all right, real quick, we got a question of the day Kevin's put together, and I really like it, and probably nobody will know the answer more than him because he's in the manufacturing side. Question of the day, with all the manufacturers so far behind from COVID, will the industry catch back up in time for spring 2021? I think I'm going to give my answer, and I really don't know, but I'm going to give a guess here. We'll see if I'm right. I'm going to say no, because we're still in a pandemic nationwide, worldwide.
We are. And so what has happened here, and all of you know, you can walk into your big box accounts, you can walk to your mom and pop stores. Everybody is low on inventory. People are starting to catch back up, but they're low. It's not what they usually are. And right now we're in the slow time of year, and manufacturers still can't catch up.
Yeah.
It like myself, I don't self-manufacture. Hardly many of your fishing industry people do anymore.
Right.
Everybody has a certain manufacturer that they buy from, and it comes into them. The manufacturers, when the COVID hit back in March and April, the manufacturers shut down.
Yeah.
For several different reasons. Nobody knew how COVID was going to affect us.
Right.
And people shut down, or they had to shut down because of COVID.
They were directly affected by their employees.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Exactly.
So, and then once COVID hit and all these manufacturers shut down, what did everybody do?
Yeah.
Everybody went fishing.
Exactly.
You know, this has been the best year in the fishing industry has ever had. And it's because the only thing people could do was go fishing.
Exactly.
And so the manufacturers are so far behind right now, Steve.
Yeah.
And I honestly, and I kind of helped come up with that question, it's hard you don't know the answer because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I know a lot of the big, and I'll just say it like Zoom, is only running certain colors.
Right.
And so on and so forth. But come spring, February, when everybody goes to buying more and more fishing tackle, I still don't see the manufacturers being able to catch up because we're already almost in December and we're still not caught up. And then January and February is going to hit and everybody's going to buy all this fishing tackle and we're not going to be able to get it back on the shelves.
And I want to say this again to the general public, just like, talking about don't complain about the tournament schedules. Don't be complaining about it because it doesn't do you any good. They don't try to schedule on top of each other. But with this same scenario, don't complain to your tackle dealers that you buy tackle from.
Yes.
You know, they're at the mercy of the manufacturers. It's not like they don't want to stock stuff for you. They just can't because they can't get it. So be patient with your tackle dealer. Stay committed to your tackle dealers because when it does come back, we don't want these people being out of business because we all abandoned ship and went to another tackle dealer that might have had it or might not have had it. So stay with your tackle dealers, the guys that are trying to stay in business and provide a product for you. Don't give up on them because, again, they're at the mercy of the manufacturers.
Right. They are, and we all are. I am, and I spend every day at my office trying to either get my stuff coming faster or trying to find other manufacturers maybe that has a lead time. I mean, some of your manufacturers right now have a 5 to 6 month waiting period for product. So. And that's all of us right now. Everybody in the fishing industry is trying to figure out how to get our product faster so we can get it on the shelf because everybody else is so low. And it's starting to come together. The pegs are starting to get fuller and fuller in all the stores. But like I said, come February, March, if the inventory starts going back down, don't be shocked because it's bound to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So again, the point we want to make to you, don't give up on your tackle dealers just because they don't have it right now. Stay with them, continue to support them because we need those guys down the road.
Yes.
Tournament news. The last 2020 Bass Central Open starts today with Kevin. Everything's on the line. This is it.
Everything's on the line for those guys trying to qualify for. There's going to be the winner qualifies for the Classic.
Right.
And then those top 4 guys qualify for the Bassmaster Elite Series. And one of our very own, Daryl Gleason, setting in second in points.
Now, where are they at?
Louisville.
Like Louisville, outside of Dallas.
Basically, you're hoping and praying to catch 5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They had, wind was 20 miles an hour this morning with gusts up to 30.
Wow.
And the lake levels are low.
That's an open body of water, isn't it, pretty much?
Pretty much. Lake levels are low. 150 boats. It's going to fish very, very small.
Did you fish in the college series there?
I did.
What are those guys looking for there?
Steve, that was 13 years ago.
Well, it probably hadn't changed a whole lot.
The water conditions is low.
Is it a boat dock tournament or
I don't see it being a boat dock tournament. I think it's going to be there's rock offshore.
Yeah.
5 to 20 foot of water, those individual boulders.
Right. So is this fish kind of like Texoma?
A little bit. Structure going down the bank. Any type of wood going down the bank. I mean, it will get Every piece of wood will get hammered today. Throwing crankbaits to flipping, so on and so forth. There is a little bit of an offshore bite there I've heard about, and that's what I did there. Back in the college, again, 13, 14 years ago, I caught them on an offshore point that had a little bit of wood on it and had some rock with a drop shot.
Right.
Ended up finishing 5th in that national championship, but it's changed a lot then, but it's all surrounded around them boulders and offshore rock that they have.
So does the drop shot become the major player this week over there?
I think it's going to not because of the wind.
Yeah,
because of the wind. Yeah. I think it's going to be a cranking deal, whether it's a shallow square bill cranking wood, or that like DT10 offshore on the rock there. I think it's going to end up being a crankbait, that wins this thing. There can be a 20-pound stringer weight. Yeah. But man, if you have 10, 11 pounds for 2 days, I see you making the cut.
Wow.
Also. So
I fished something like that in South Carolina a couple of weeks ago.
It's going to be interesting. And for guys, again, like Daryl, I know he's got his heart set on qualifying for the elites. He is really pushing, trying to make it. Right. Setting in second in points, has a good tournament this weekend. It all happens. He qualifies, And several others. You have a lot of the MLF pros that are trying to get back to the elites that are fishing. Christie is leading points right now, Jason Christie. Hackney's right there in the points. Jacob Poroznik's right there in the points. Justin Atkins is right there in the points. Right. So you have a lot of those guys that are, and I hate to say this, but they're trying to get back to the elites.
Well, that was my next question. Obviously, some of these guys are trying to be able to get back to the Bassmaster Elite Series.
I mean, it's obvious when you're fishing both circuits of the Opens, all of them traveling all over the country to fish these open. It's not for the money they're making. Right. It's because they're trying to get back to elites.
Well, later on, maybe in December, I want us to delve into, once we get the end result of this, what guys are jumping back to the elites.
It'll all get announced.
What effect this is going to have on Major League Fishing and the new, quote, Big Five circuits that are coming, that are out. And speaking of the Big Five, your BFL 2021 schedule for the Cowboy Division, we've got it right here, Kevin. January 2nd, Sam Rayburn.
Yep. Start very first weekend of the year.
Get
Start
ready.
2020 off with a bang. BFL January 2nd at Sam Rayburn. Going to Toledo Bend on February 13th. That will be the weekend after the ABA 150. So that will be interesting to see how many guys from the 150 fish that.
And basically for the January 2nd, when you take your Christmas tree down December 26th, you load your boat.
You better not be partying too much on New Year's Eve because you got to be practicing on New Year's Day.
For the water.
Yeah. So.
March 6th, back to Sam Rayburn. And that's prime time.
Yes.
I mean, prime time. And then April 10th, a really big event. I feel like it's going to be just a really great tournament.
This is the second year in a row, April 10th, going to Lake of the Pines, that they have scheduled it there. And I'm really glad to see that lake pop up. It gives some of us something different to see other than Toledo and Sam Rayburn. And it's a really good lake.
Yes.
And it kind of... It takes all the home field advantage away from all of us Rayburn, Toledo Bend guys.
Right.
Now you put us on Lake of the Pines, and it's a little bit more even then.
Well, it levels the playing field a little bit. And some unexpected guys that are committed from that East Texas area, Northeast Texas area that, again, us guys from Louisiana, we're trying to outdo those local Sam Rayburn guys all the time. Yeah. This is kind of an equalizer. The only other one I could think of, I wish they would have, would be coming back to Red River again.
Yes.
Don't know how soon that'll happen. But September 18th, I guess that would be the two-day. Sam Rayburn, it's at 18th and 19th. I'm sure it's Sam Rayburn. So what a great way to wrap up 2021. And again, it'll be interesting to see how Rayburn fishes this year.
It really will. There's going to be, and we've already talked about the brush pile thing. Yeah. With everybody running out trying to do the brush pile fishing because it's the new hot thing on Sam Rayburn right now. But it has grass, and that might be the thing that saves Sam Rayburn this year.
Right.
Is the amount of hydrilla that it has. That if it didn't have that hydrilla, there's no doubt it would be going downhill. But that hydrilla might save it this year. Yeah.
So and again, as we talked to in the first half of the show, the Toy Bash, the Rayburn Toy Bash, Outlaw Outdoors, putting that on this weekend, the 21st, this Saturday is that event. So make sure you check it out.
And then December 13th, the Keith Combs Rayburn Slam, huge event that Keith does every year. Great fundraiser for a lot of his sponsors and things that he does. And great payouts, great tournament.
Yeah.
He usually has it earlier September, October, but with the elite events and everything that he had to fish this year, had to move it back to December. So if you're looking for something to fish in December, it's a great event with a great payout.
It'd be interesting to see if next year, of course, COVID, we're learning how to deal with COVID on the fishing world. So next year, do you think some of these tournaments will be moved back to where their original dates were? Like the Bassmaster Elites, they probably won't fish next fall like they did this year.
Yeah, no, everything will get pushed back. I mean, those guys, I'll just take the Elites, for instance, fishing this late into the year. Well, Steve, they basically get 1 month off. They haven't been home in two months.
That's true.
And they get 1 month off, and they're right back on the road. So you're wearing them guys thin. You got to take it back down to being done in September.
And once again, as we've talked to the last 2 or 3 weeks, February 6th and 7th is the first ABA 150 Pro Tour at Toledo Bend. The second one is March the 28th, I believe, and 29th at, let me pull that up real quick to make sure I give you the right dates. Yes, it's the 27th and 28th, the Pro Tour. Nope, that's not right. The 26th and 27th of March is the Pro Tour for ABA.
The same week as the MLF Bass Pro Tour.
Exactly.
So it will be a full
but if you hadn't registered, if you hadn't registered for the 150s, make sure you try to get your name in. They may be already full, which they probably are, but it won't hurt to call ABA, get your name on a list, because if there's enough overflow, they're going to up it to possibly 200. So if you want to get your name in the hat for that event, which I think is going to be a great circuit, $20,000 first place prize. It's hard to beat for a $600 2-day tournament. So
absolutely.
Anyway,
thanks again for Clint coming on with the Rayburn Toy Bash this weekend. If you're interested in that event or want more information on it, it's fishoutlawoutdoors.com. Click on the Rayburn Toy Bash and give you all the info you need right there. They have a raffle on their on the website. A raffle that's Costa sunglasses, V&M tackle V&M tackle packs, so on and so forth. But then after the weigh-in on Saturday, they will have an auction for large stuff. I mean, you have fishing trips, guided trips, hunting guided trips, so on and so forth. Lots of stuff they're going to auction off that evening after the weigh-in. So if you just want to go by Humphrey Pavilion and check that out, probably around 4:35, they will have the auction then.
Yeah, and Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle is having a Black Friday sale. Is it truly
I think it's
Black
truly
Friday,
Black
or is it
Friday,
all week
yes.
this week?
No, I'm pretty positive it's just Black Friday.
Okay, all right. So if you're looking for something for your favorite angler in your family, hey, that's a place to go check it out.
Yep.
All right.
I think that's it for today. Again, good luck to all of our local guys fishing the Open. Daryl Gleason hoping that he can qualify for the Elite Series this week, and I know he hasn't got much sleep in about the last month, so we're hoping he does well. Watching this Open this week is going to set the tone for a lot of these guys, what they're going to do next year.
Exactly.
Not only the regular Open guys fishing, but the MLF guys that's trying to get back to Elite. It's going to set the tone for a lot of people for next year.
And again, we want to thank the Boat Shop, 3J's 4-Way Cypress Knee Outdoors, Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, and the Lake Insurance Agency. Thank you, one and all. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. And again, if you want to be a part of our program, contact us through Facebook, message us through that. Kevin and I, one of us will get back to you. We'll make sure we send you a packet of what's involved, how much it costs. We're very reasonable. We'd love to have as many sponsors as possible. And again, thank you guys for tuning us in each and every week. We really appreciate all of you. Help us spread the word about the program. And if there's anything else, we can maybe give us some suggestions, topics you'd like for us to talk about. We appreciate any feedback you can give us. So for Kevin Jean, Steve Graff, if you want to continue to be a better angler, you've got to watch Tackle Talk Live.